Okay, y'all. If you don't have a racket, it could be a racquetball racket, it could be a pickleball racket, it could be even a tennis racket, even though a tennis racket will add a little bit more resistance. If you don't have those things, I bet you have a umbrella. I got this for my little grandkids. So get an umbrella, a half one or a whole one is fine. So get that. And have your pole or a wall. You could set your chair by the wall, whatever. And we're going to use some leg weights today. So starting off with our racket, one of the first things you got to do, I don't care if you're going to not even play, but one of the first things you've got to do is kind of assess yourself. How are you feeling? Do you see what I'm doing right now? I'm walking forward. Number one, when you take that first step, bring your knee up a little higher because you have to do one of two things. You have to round your back and come in, which is our normal trajectory, or you have to open up. Bring your rib cage up, bring your knee up so that you're almost leaning back. And what am I trying to do here? I am trying to get you to be in touch with what is your first steps regulating. They're regulating how you're holding your whole body in space. And if I have a racket in my hand, if I have a umbrella, something that I can pass from side to side. Sure, we could do it with a ball, but I'm trying to get you to do a couple of things. Open at the shoulders, assess how you're feeling in the shoulders. Straighten yourself up into neutral spine. Take a big breath through your nose. So I'm going to do that every time. And I'm trying to get you to use both sides of your body. Okay? So when you're warming up, that's why walking is such a good warm up. However, we need to do pattern walking. We need to do backward walking, as I just did. If I can do 1, 2, 3, 4 steps forward, cross my racket from side to side, not fast. See, I don't have to worry about a ball. So I'm warming up with a racket minus the ball. Okay? So as I was talking to some of the ones that were coming on earlier before we started recording, when you put something in your hand, like a racket, but it could be a stick, it could be an umbrella, whatever. Yes, it could be a ball, but I'm doing an opening and a closing of my hinge ability. When I go back with this racket right now and I'm ambulating forward, I'm leaning back. Why am I leaning back? Because the very first step that you habitually do, I can tell you, because I do it and I fight it. And this is what you do to fight that. Instead of taking the first step and doing this, leaning in, you quit that habit. The first step you take, you are almost arching back. No, it's not really, but it's a lifting of the rib cage. It's a dropping of the shoulders. And it's a pulling up of one of your knees, okay? So that you think about that first step. Because it's the first couple steps that set your trajectory. And if you want to test me on this, that's your homework for today, okay? When you're sitting around or when you're standing and you turn around and you take a first step, really ask yourself, okay, am I leaning in? Am I hunching forward? Because I can tell you that is exactly what we do. And it's a fight against gravity to pull you forward against spinal stenosis, osteoporosis, arthritis. Then you add injuries on that, and you create habits that you don't realize you're creating. And it happens with your first step. That's why I'm using this pickleball racket. It could be a racquetball racket. See, I just emulated backwards. To open my arms, okay? That's why I'm doing this. I'm passing it from side to side as I do an exaggerated knee lift. And that is what we've been working on for the last couple minutes, okay? And if you haven't put your pickleball racket or your umbrella down since I started this little tirade, you're feeling it. I know you are, in your shoulders. Because if you have any shoulder issues at all, take a big breath through your nose. All you gotta do is shut your mouth. It'll force you to breathe through your nose. You see how gently that I'm working my shoulders? But when I have that racket in my hand, I've got to keep it in a certain position to go for the ball. See, it's got to be open. So there's that. I'm tightening in my tummy. I'm slowing down, and I'm opening and closing by pulling my elbows back, pulling my shoulders together, dropping my shoulders, pulling my rib cage up as my knee comes up, and then hesitate. Yeah, hesitate, right? Layer. Boom. See? Take a big breath, keep your chin down or tucked right there. Now come back. Keep working your arms. Keep working your arms. Keep working your arms. See, my hand is open. My racket is open. And I'm pulling my elbows back. This racket is the old wooden kind that they started doing pickleball with, okay? So it might be a few ounces heavier. Yeah, ounces. It matters. And so now I'm going to tell you, those of you who have started pickleball or you've played pickleball or you've done anything that required striking at something, you know, it could even be golf, even though that's not super repetitive. Well, it could be if you just keep missing your shots. Anyway, don't stop. Don't stop right now. I know it. See how I'm taking my knee up? When that knee comes up, those elbows are going back, the shoulders are going down, and I'm hesitating. And I'm really opening up. Take a breath, bring those elbows down and in, behind you almost. Then step back. So now we've done that for several minutes. Now I'm going to bring my hands down this way, and I'm going to release. So what am I going to do to release? Because if you did all that in those few minutes that we worked on this, you were feeling it in your shoulders, okay? Now I want you to bring your shoulders to your ears. Then I want you to just bring them forward. Now here's your task. When you bring your shoulders forward, like you pretend you have little hands reaching out, okay? You have to bring your shoulders up to your ears and reach your shoulders out in front of you, tightening your tummy and squeeze your gluteals. I know it. You were doing all your shoulder stuff, but you weren't tightening in your gluteals. I know, they just kind of are hanging around back there. Pull them in, innervate them. You're gonna need them for our leg weights today. So I hope you got your leg weights. Okay, are you ready? Again, shoulders to the ears to release all that tension. Then reach out by rounding your upper back. And you're tightening in your tummy. And then you're gonna come up. And then you're gonna sink them down, okay? Now you're gonna go wide and you're gonna take your racket, okay? Now, how many ways do you hit a pickleball? Or how many ways do you hit a tennis ball? Well, it's a whole range of ways. That's what we're gonna do to warm up. But whatever we do on this side, we're gonna do on this side. Let me repeat. If you have no racket to hold in your hand, say, I want you to grip something. It could be a handbag. It could be, but something that you can actually swing, okay? I mean, it could be a frying pan because, you know, I have been known to swing a frying pan once in a while. Anyway, something you can swing. So I'm out here, and ask yourself, which hand is my pickleball racket in right now? Which hand did I put it in? Yeah, you put it in your preferred hand, didn't you? Put it over in your non-preferred hand, okay? So let's do a little work to make ourselves more in symmetry, okay? So here I am. I'm gonna swing at the ball across. I'm gonna come back. And do you see what I'm doing? Do you see how I'm rotating back and forth on my feet? Yeah, just like that, and just like that. Okay, I'm gonna do it maybe 3-4 times. So here's my question to you. When you come this way across your body, right here, drop your shoulder, drop your shoulder. Okay, take a big breath, say rib cage up. Now swing across. And it's a very controlled movement because this is our warm up and part of our strength work today, okay? And you might say, well, what do you mean strength work? You've got a racket in your hand. Well, number one, I'm assuming too that some of you are recovering from stuff, okay? You're either recovering from a trip, you're recovering from a sickness, you're recovering from an injury. Who knows what you're recovering from? A vacation, and you're trying to get your arm kind of ready to maybe do some more activities today. Now, I just went back and forth at a certain level right in front of me with my non-preferred shoulder, okay? So let's take a wide stance because every time I go like this, and now I'm gonna start doing tapping, okay? So now I've got it in my preferred hand. I got a wide stance. Make sure your toes, if they're out, they're not out too much, just a little. Tight tummy. I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna go tap, tap, tap. See? I'm gonna take my racket in my preferred hand and I'm gonna go open. And when I come here, what am I gonna do with my shoulder? I'm tapping my toe. I'm on a one-leg stance, tapping. This pickleball racket comes right here to my deltoid. See, I could hit it. But this shoulder is gonna sneak up if you're not careful. Drop it down. Yeah. Go tap, tap, tap. Keep your knees soft here. Okay, open, 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 open. If you have any kind of issues with your shoulder, which many of us do, this right here could be a real problem. And so what do? Do you just quit? No. You lower. You come across. You see how that works? You keep your knees soft. See how I've been tapping here now? Yeah, you're starting to build tension right here. So it's a tap, tap, tap. Do not go fast. You're open. You're going to go across. If that's okay, then you're going to maybe come up just to shoulder height. Take a breath. Drop your shoulder. Tap, tap, tap. Keep your knees soft. Big breath through your nose. Big breath, big breath. Open your toes. Open your toes. Don't curl up your toes. Keep your elbow down. Two more, two more, two more. Stay with me. Open, 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 open. One more, one more. Stay with me, stay with me. And come back. Now, if you did every one of those with me just like that, and you kept your knee soft, you did not lock it, you're gonna probably feel some heating up of your hip. Okay, so this is my knee replace side. So I was doing some really good one-legged balancing, but I modified it because I was going tap, 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 because I didn't want to get off and I wanted to try to stay in that leg. So now I'm going to shift over here and I'm going to do tapping. So now we're going to switch to our non-preferred side again. And I'm going to keep ragging on you because I'm not there with you. So when I'm telling you these things, I'm telling them to me because I know what slugs do in these things. You can do all kinds of little cheater moves. I want this to be beneficial to you. So I'm in a wide stance. Okay, I'm shifting. I'm going to be tapping. So try that first. Bend this knee. It's very soft, almost to a little bit of a bend. That's number one. Number two, pick your range that you're going to start with. Now we've already done this across and back with this arm. So you know what we're going to do? Now we're going to go to the knee and then we're going to go up here. Okay? So when you come up here, you're tap, tap, tapping. Your rib cage is up. You're breathing through your nose. Gotta drop your shoulders right there. So you've got the ball right here. You're going to hit it and you're going to come down and you're going to come right past the knee right there. See, a little turn. See that? Now, right about now, you got to open up your toes. Bring it up, 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 up. Drop your shoulders. Tight tummy. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, don't lean it. Tap, tap. Get that toe off the floor. Keep your knee soft. You ready? Come down all the way past your knee, right to there. Keep tapping. Okay, I'm going to bring it up. Big breath. Big breath. Tap, tap, tapping. Yeah, if you can do it without tapping, well, God bless you. Do it. Most of us need to tap, or we're going to get totally off the margin. We're going to be off, and we're going to have to take a step to get back on our balance. See what I'm doing? Don't go fast. Drop your shoulders. Big breath. Here we go. Back. It's a big shot. All the way there. All the way here. You notice how my speed, I don't have a real quick, out of control slapping. This is very controlled. Let me tell you something. Wanted to get yourself or anybody that you know ready to handle a sport like pickleball, and you did this first, I think it's going to be about 15 minutes that we're in this first warm-up. Okay, I went from straight across, okay, relax and come back in. And we're going to do the same thing. So here I'm still wide, but now instead of staying right here, because I've already done this side loaded and this side loaded, I'm going to step back. And I'm going to go wide here, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to be back here in the back foot. It's open just a tiny bit, not a lot. Okay. Take a big breath, rib cage up. Yes. Chin tucked, breathing in through the nose. I'm going to keep my racket open. So when I go up here to get that ball, see, I'm reaching right up here. So it's much higher. Okay, now I'm going to come down to just below the knee. See that? And then I'm going to go back up. So when you come back up, don't do it quick. Soften your knees, come down. See, I'm not tapping right now. I'm holding my ground. Take a big breath. Okay? And if you have a tricky shoulder, I'm telling you, you need to take a look at this particular workout. I'm doing every one of these with you. I'm talking you through it. I'm trying to catch you on some of your bad habits. Keep your shoulders down, your rib cage up. See, I'm right up here. I'm right up here. And if you have a tricky shoulder, your goal, number one, should be your range. You want to go into a full range without getting that popping and cracking and sticking and hurting. So we've got to work carefully, and we want to work through a full range of motion. Okay? Take a big deep breath and come back down. And take a deep breath and come back down. Okay? Now hang on, hang on. Then I'm going to come here to the center. I'm going to hang on like this. I'm waiting for the ball. I'm going to step back with the other foot. See this? Now I've got both hands on it. Now I'm going to come through and turn. Now, right now, drop your knees, drop your shoulders. Then rotate, come back. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, and then come back. You can reach. See, I'm reaching, but my shoulders are down. Okay, then I'm going to come here because number one, it keeps your shoulders safe. Number two, it supports a very powerful swing that you are using your core muscles, not just an arm. That's why you want to pay attention to these positions as you go through this whole range of motion warm-up that I'm taking you through right now. Now let me catch you. So you're right up here. Here I come. Okay, now right now, take a big breath and say rib cage up. See, you're in a stance where you could hunker down. Don't hunker down. Lower down, drop your shoulders, boom. Okay? Then come back. And you are going to slowly go through a motion that you and what you have seen people do when they get ready to play pickleball. They get out and they start slinging their arm around everywhere. And it's only a matter of time. I know it. Here we go, see? Drop your shoulder, right there. Drop your shoulders, rib cage up, boom. And then come back, pick it up, bring it down and around, drop your shoulders, boom, right there. Then come to center, okay? Then I'm gonna come right here with the racket. I'm gonna come right down here, put my elbows on the top of my knees. I'm gonna push my back up into a mad cat, down into a camel position. So up, take a big breath, and down, okay? One more time, up, take a breath, and down. Now push back into the heels and come right back here. So I've stepped back with this leg, I've stepped back with this leg and done so movements. So now we're gonna step over. Oh dear, and we're gonna take a backhand. See that? So this is where I would always run into trouble because of my particular shoulder issues, that if I would come into here and take this like this, typically I would get a pop in my shoulder and I'd almost dislocate. That's my shoulders. This is the one I injured. Who knew? Yeah, this is just wear and tear and how I move and my joints, okay? So now let me go across here. Oh dear, here I go. I'm gonna go this way, backhand. Then I'm gonna go this way, backhand. Then I'm gonna go this way, backhand. You want me to slow it down? So here you are. You're gonna step over, drop your shoulders, keep that racket open, 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 so you're gonna hit the ball right there, and then you bring it around. See that? Do that again. So it's open, pull around. You wanna get a good warm up, you wanna move it all ways. If you used to play pickleball, I'm telling you, kick the ball out, go back to some of these very standard motions. See, here I am. Boom, I'm gonna go this way. So I'm gonna hit it right here. See, that means me, I have to bend my wrist. I have to drop down, drop your shoulder, hit it, then come around. See that? Take a big deep breath, come back. You're gonna hit it, and then you're gonna come around. So come right back into the move. Step forward, bring that paddle right up here. Okay, you're gonna go this way, this way, this way, this way. So we're trying to, we've got our heel up and back, and I'm just doing a back and forth, like I'm gonna hit it here, I'm gonna hit it here, I'm gonna hit it here, I'm gonna hit it here. But you notice I speed it up, but what did I do? I put both hands on the paddle. I know, drop your shoulders. Okay, see, I'm up, with my heel up to do this little maneuvering. See? Keep your shoulders down right here, right here, right here, right here. Now I'm going to plant that heel down. See that? There's your little secret weapon right here. You see what I'm doing by planting the heel and now going into it? So I'm fully preparing your leg, my leg, if I was going to go play racquetball. So see, I'm doing this, keeping my shoulders down, elbows down, back and forth, hit the ball, hit the ball. Then I'm going to come out of that move, come back, take the other leg back, bring it right here. Okay, so now I'm back here, and you could be doing this whole thing with an umbrella. Okay, a hat, whatever. So here I am. I'm going to go up, because if I was going to hit something, I'd be up here on my toes, ready to go, right? So I'm up here, drop your shoulders. So I'm going to do that little exercise here. I'm going to keep it down low, and I'm working side to side, a gentle, excellent move for your shoulders, for your spine, for all of your back muscles. I'm putting a little pressure here. I'm up here, and at the end of this little back and forth, maybe 8 times, maybe 10 times, keep my shoulders down, take a breath. What am I going to do? I'm not going to come out of this. What am I going to do with my heel? Okay, right now, put your heel down. Yeah, say rib cage up. Lean in. Take a big breath. Here comes the ball. You're going to go boom. Come back, boom. Come back, boom. Keep that heel down. Bend the knee a little bit so you can get that ankle ready. You can get the lower leg ready. See this? Breath, 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 breath. And step back in. Nice. So what we just went through is a really slow work on body position, balance, leg position, moving into some sport moves with the sport of tennis or pickleball, or name the sport that has a racket or a stick or something, okay? All right, so coming off of that, take a big deep breath. We're going to go just like this. We're going to bring our little racket, okay, up to the head right here. Open the elbows right there. Take another breath through your nose. And you're going to move it to the side right there. See how I'm bringing my elbow back behind my back? Right there. Now, right now, you need to squeeze your butt. Yeah, squeeze your butt. Really squeeze your butt. So one elbow is behind my back. One elbow is shooting up toward the ceiling. And I'm gripping right here. Okay? Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your butt. Then just bring it right back to center. Here I am. Okay? One elbow tucks behind the back. One elbow does what? Straight up. Not in front. Straight up. Squeeze your butt. Right now. Rib cage up. Woo! Drop your shoulders. Big, big breath. Soften up the knees. Don't lock them. Take another breath. Then bring it down and relax. Okay? So we just went through maybe, I don't know, a half a dozen of moves that you would do with your shoulder, your hand, your body when you're playing a game of pickleball. We took the ball out, and I'm telling you, just from doing that, my shoulders right now feel so much better than they did when I started. Okay, put my pickleball down, take a big breath. Now I'm going to put my little pad down, because this is what you guys have. If you have a step, see, this is the step that I have right here. This is your next secret weapon to walking better. Listen, if you've got a stair, even a step, it's going to be between 6 and 8 inches, probably. This one's 8 inches tall. I'm going to put it right there. I can put my hand on a counter if I need it. I'm going to put my foot up on the stair. And you're saying, I hear you. You're saying, well, I don't have that, Jeannie. I know because you're watching this. But if you were doing this and you really wanted to get the benefit that I'm wanting you to get, let this be your step. Just understand that when you do step up on there, it's not very high. It's only 2 inches, but it's going to throw you. That's okay if you're ready for it. So when you step up on there, number 1, raise your rib cage. Okay? Exactly what we started with. Your trajectory should not be hunkered down, taking that step. Oh, you know, I can't get up. No, you don't want that. Rib cage up, drop your shoulders, bring that knee up a little higher. See, bring that knee up and come up, and then give a little curl. So you're going to step, you're going to give a little curl. Okay, so you use that. I'm going to use this. Why? Because I have it here and because I can. And you put it in a position where you can put your hands on an immovable something for safety. You might have to have a dowel, whatever. But I'm going to come up and I'm going to curl. And then I'm going to do it again. So I can either put my hands there or do it by myself. And you notice I'm not doing this fast. Right. So if you have a step anywhere, get yourself on it. Hover your hands over the wall beside you. Tighten your tummy. Step up. Give a curl. Try to get to where when you step, you are using not the front of the knee. You're using this part. So that means you can't go super, you can't bend your knee super in. You want to keep it back here. You want to go up. And you want to feel this, not this. Okay, drop your shoulders right there. Squeeze up. Take a breath. Up, squeeze, curl, and up. Just up, squeeze, and up. And if you have railings, or if you have a wall, great, because then it helps you manage your position. You should not feel it here. It should be here. And I'm telling you, if you would promise, if you would sign me a little piece of paper that says, I am going to do 3 sets of 30 repeats, okay? Maybe I shouldn't have started with that. 1 set of 30 every day, to where I start to feel this. See, I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to go here. Take a breath. It's always there. If you ever are doing this and you're thinking, oh, I don't want to hold on to anything, and then you don't hold on to anything, and then guess what? You're going to feel it in here. You know why? It's because you were trying to get your balance by your position. And I want you to use something so that when you push yourself up, you are contracting here. Boom, right there, boom. Breath. Now, I know we got to move on here, but I'm showing you a little secret weapon here. And it's a stair step. Yes, you don't have to go up and down your stairs if you don't want to. 1 step. Drop your shoulders, tighten. Make sure you're in a right position so that you do not feel discomfort or pain on the front of the knee, so that you feel this tightening and lifting, okay? Try to get 10, then take a break, then 10 more, then 10 more. This could be one of those 1 minute or 2 minute tasks that you do to help your metabolic program, okay? So now I'm gonna change. So I'm gonna get my positioning. Anytime you change legs, have whatever safety feature so that you don't get off. Okay, drop your shoulders, take a breath, and you're gonna step up and squeeze. So if you're leaning too far forward on this kind of a maneuver, it's going to be very hard for you to squeeze your butt. Okay, that's just a little tip. Okay, so whenever I come into this, I'm gonna be pushing because I wanna go up, but I wanna go up. Drop your shoulders right there. Now squeeze, curl. Don't go fast. Come in here, start pressing down and really make these work. Squeeze, breath. Drop your shoulders, breath. So this is my hip replace side. The other one was my knee replace side. Okay, everybody's gonna have little things they've got to adjust or do, but I'm trying to give you the parameters. I want this squeezing, I want this contracting, and I don't want to feel discomfort in the front of my knee. And I don't want to get dizzy or anything, so I always do this with a safety feature. It could be a pole, lightly using a pole. It could be a wall. It could be the stair rail. And you're really pressing flat into that foot, and you're coming up. Take a big breath, 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 breath. So when you get up there, you cannot come down unless you do what? Gotta squeeze your butt. Take a breath. Woo. Take a breath. Keep going. Yeah. And as you're coming down now, I would say, after you've done 1 or 2 sets, let's say, then the third set, be very slow on coming down. Just really hang in the air and then finally go down. Because that's going to make you use these. And I am desperate to do anything that can keep the muscles around this hip that's replaced strong without compromising or hurting that mechanism or my hip. I don't want to pop it out. And when you feel contractions here, man, that big old titanium rod that's down into your femur, it's very difficult to explain to people who don't have a hip replaced or a knee replaced how that feels. But you are like, yeah, no, I don't think I'll do that. So you have to be careful. Okay, you don't have the pain anymore of that terrible arthritic hip, but you've got to be careful. Okay, step back down, take a big deep breath. Now I'm going to go to my seat. I'm going to sit in my seat. And for what we're going to do, I would encourage you to go ahead and put a pad on your chair. You don't have to, but I'm going to use leg weights, okay? And I'm going to really show you some cautions about using the leg weights that many, many, many times people do not take the time to warn people how to position themselves so you don't hurt your back while you're using your leg weights. So one of the little tricks is to come up just a little higher. Now, some of you don't have to worry about that feature because some of you can't reach the floor anyway because you're what we call fun-sized. Kay and Chrissy come to mind. Mary Martin, she's not been on. So here's my leg weight. Number 1, I'm up 2 inches. Number 2, I'm going to go put my leg weight on. So what does that mean? I don't want to hurt my back. So what is this leg weight for me? This is, I think this is a 5 pound. I need to weigh it. It might be 8, but I think for sure it's 5 pounds. So you need to be working between 5 and 10 pounds for sure on your leg weights. So when I go to put my leg weight on, number 1, I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to open wide with my legs. I'm going to hip hinge. And then I'm going to be strapping it on with that little Velcro. See that? I'm going to take the other one, put it on. Okay. Little Velcro strap. Okay. And then come back up. And when you come back up, come to center and put your hands here and come back up. See? Okay, first thing we're gonna do when we're starting to think about lifting our leg and we're seated and we have a leg weight is my back. So shoulders go down, tummy is tight or braced, and at the hip we open back. And we open back so that we feel this contract right through here, okay? Drop your shoulder, bring that leg up, come in like you're gonna cross your leg and then go open. See, come in and then come open. So I'm starting with a hinge. And because I'm sitting up 2 inches from the chair, because I got this little pad here, see, I can swing, I can open and close without lifting this leg too much. See, I don't want to go way up with it. I'm opened, I'm braced, I'm going open and close, open and close. And if you have a leg weight and you're doing this with me, I know you're going to want to stop, because at first when we start doing this, you're like, oh, this is nothing. And like about right now, you start to go, oh my goodness, this is something. 2 more, just 2 more. Close, open, close, open. Put it down. Put those elbows at your knees and lean in. You should have started feeling some woo, wow, yeah. So leg weights, sure, I'll take full body weight, full moves anytime. But when you're working on wonky hips, wonky knees, etc., wonky backs, some of these moves done with a leg weight and where you can get proficient at it is so helpful in strengthening the structures around those joints, okay, without hurting yourself. So here we go. I'm going to open back. Okay, I'm not touching. My chin is tucked. This is tight. Back is extended. Do not round your back. Come up just a little and then close it almost to the midline and then open it. This is my hip replace side. So you see, I'm doing a safe range, but this hinge motion and the muscles around the hip that is replaced need this type of attention. And so many times we think, oh, you know, I have to do so much. No, you don't. These are little moves that are very functional. And all I did was have you apply a little weight to these very functional moves that we need to be able to do every day, okay? Now you're starting to get tired, so I want you to say rib cage up. Take a big breath through your nose. You're closing almost across the midline, then you're opening, okay? And just go in your range. So I know I have people on here with hips replaced, and it's starting to talk in French to you right now. I know it. Put it down and then lean in. Do like 1 more and then lean in. Then you can come back to it. We're going to come back to that move in just a moment, but I'm going to get 2 more moves in before we do that. And I wanted to start with that hinge move because it's not a move that most people will start with, okay? So now I'm going to use it, my leg weights, standing. So I'm sitting here. I'm going to go ahead and stand, okay? I'm going to, if you want to stay in this position, that's fine. If you want to bring your chair in front of you, a wall in front of you, what I'm going to do is use my little pole, and I'm just going to lean into the pole, okay? So now I'm just standing here, my rib cage is up, I'm pushing down on the pole, I'm shifting, and I want to squeeze my rear end and just put my leg back to my toe. See how I've put my toe there? Then I'm going to shift, and I'm going to lift this back and squeeze my butt. Bring it back. See how I'm doing? So soft knees, shift, drop your shoulders. Ready? Tighten your tummy, straighten your leg. So many of you right here, you've lost it because you know what you do? You start to bend your knee and you bring it back here. You've lost all the benefit that I'm wanting you to get. So regroup, push against the wall, push on a chair, whatever you have to do. And here's what's going to happen. I'm shifting. I'm going to straighten this leg, put my toe in dorsiflexion, bring it back, put the toe down, and squeeze. So it's that little tiny lift right there that I'm trying to go for, right there. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. So see that split second that you're doing a straight leg lift, straight behind you, right there. You are pressing on one leg for just a few seconds. See, it's a 1, 2, 3, bring it in. Okay, now shift, put your hands on the chair, a wall, whatever, but don't punch. Drop your shoulders, tight tummy, shift, straight leg. You're gonna bring it back and you're gonna go up with it. See, just up with it right there. That's what I'm wanting right there. And I'm wanting you to be on this leg by itself for like probably 2 seconds. It's a 1, hold, and then 2. See, it's a 1, hold, and then 2. Breath, 1, hold, and then 2. 1, hold, 2. Breath and back. Tighten up. Breath and back, and breath and back. Woo! Okay. 2 more. Oh dear. We're doing good. We've got about 5 minutes. Okay, so you're standing here, everything's good. You've just done your straight lift with your leg weights. Very careful when you walk around with leg weights. Now I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna just put my toe back there just like I did. I'm gonna drop my shoulders. I'm pressing down on these, not hard. Take a breath, rib cage up, soften this knee. See, my toe is right back here, and now I'm just gonna bring that heel in and bring it back down. So I'm gonna bring it in. I'm gonna bring it back down. I'm gonna bring it in, squeeze, bring it back down. Keep the toe behind your heel. Breath, right there, squeeze and come back in. Squeeze, yeah, you're bringing your heel to your hip. Your breath, heel to your hip. Breath, heel to your hip. These are little structures that control around your hip. They control around your knee. They control around your foot. It'll be amazing to you when you just do these with me. You're gonna like go, oh my goodness. When I did the first 2, I thought, oh, this is nothing. And then it got something real quick. So here's how we start. Straighten up, drop your shoulders, chin in, big breath. Okay, tighten your tummy. Take your other foot back. Okay, so the toe is behind the heel, not directly, but you know, it's pulling back. Now drop down. So this knee is just soft. Now I'm going to squeeze my butt on this side because I'm going to bring the heel to the hip. And whenever I do that, I am not going to let my knee do a little sneak out. So every time you put your toe down, squeeze. Now bring it up. And when you bring it up, don't let your knee go out to the side. Okay? Keep the knee pointed down. We don't want to do this fast. We want to see where's my arc. Then we want to stay in that move. Say rib cage up. And you want to feel that pressure on the back of the leg, back of the thigh, which is your hamstrings, which we got to keep working them. Okay, say rib cage up. Take a big deep breath. Pull. Okay, squeeze your butt right now. Don't come back up until you've contracted your gluteal on that side. Okay, get your set. Here we go. Tighten, don't swing. Lift, pull, squeeze. Those are the words I want. I don't want sling. I don't want bounce. I want to really work that belly of that muscle. See that? Take a breath. Take a breath. And if you do a little too fast, or if you've chosen a weight a little too much, that hamstring will remind you, because it will start feeling like it's pulling. In that case, put your foot down, stop your action, give it a stretch, recovery, then try your best to do 1 or 2 more. Take a breath, pull, and here's the deal. You want to try to get to where you can do 30 strong lifts in any of these positions, okay? So you're in a great position to go ahead and finish up with a lift and then act like you're going to come out. See, I'm going to go lift and a little kick, okay? Or a squeeze. I'll say a squeeze forward. I don't want you kicking. I want you to just squeeze forward, just a little. Squeeze forward and back. Drop your shoulders, take a breath, squeeze forward against that weight. It's very gentle, it's very smooth, and it's very in control. And I'm not coming all the way up to a 90 degrees. That would be a whole different effort. And right now I'm trying to hit those muscles and not hurt a replaced knee and not hurt a replaced hip, okay? So every time you put your foot down, open your toes out. Make sure you're feeling pressure on all 4 corners. Take a breath. Tight tummy the whole time. Tight tummy, tight tummy, tight tummy, tight tummy. Breath, just one more. Hold it and just go out. Bring it back. Go out. Bring it back. Go out. So this is a little repeat. It's not quick, but it is building tension. Drop your shoulders, take a breath, come out. This is my hip replace side, and boy, if you go out at a certain angle, you can feel it. So I'm working on those muscles, see? Breath. So I didn't put our jumps in today, or our modified jumps. 2 more, one more. And I didn't do the quick feet. So maybe on Monday, I'll revisit the whole racquetball. We'll review some of those, but we will do a little quick feet. And how do you do that with replaced joints? Well, join me Monday. Now, before I walk up there, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to step wide. I'm going to release my weight. See? Release my weight. My back is not rounding. I'm pushing my butt back. I can get down there and work. Then I'm back up. And that's how you take off your leg weights when you're in a standing position. Okay, you guys. Anyway, hope that gives you something to think about. That's what I hope. Okay. Hope you're doing good on this hot, humid day.